crying.
As long as it's crying in a good way.
My favorite, I think it was here with the Crusader, right? There was a young lady that was too nervous to come up on stage and ask a question, and so I went and sat with her and talked with her. But you know, my favorite thing is I meet someone, and like today there was a young man that came up to me and he said 2 years ago he was too shy to talk, and I actually went somewhere else and chatted with him for a little bit, and he's now like 17 and super tall and handsome and confident, and he just came and said thank you. So it wasn't me, I mean he's the one that did all the work, right? But I think that's my favorite thing about the conventions is hearing your story and how what we do inspires you to, just inspires you, really. That's my favorite thing in general. I like when Tabitha sings karaoke. I'm starting a rumor.
They sing karaoke?
Yeah.
Karaoke?
Yeah.
I have never sung karaoke.
What? No, I'm starting a rumor. Stop it.
There's also...
We need to go karaoke.
I don't have a particular story, but I will say, for me, I'm quite shy. If you don't know this about me, I'm a little bit shy. These people probably know that. But I always find I'm pretty nervous, and when I get to meet you guys, it often brings me out of my shell a little bit, and just makes it a little bit easier for me to communicate, and yeah, you guys just are so polite and friendly, and it makes it easy. Something that is very hard for me, it makes it easy. So, and
how excited are we to have Britt McKillip here?
Make an observation that if you're a performer, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're an extrovert. It really doesn't. You might have that side to you and yet be an introvert, and honestly, I'm also an introvert, and you know, to a greater or lesser degree. But I've seen herself very recently in a cartoon playing a supervillain and being like a monster of a human being. So, just FYI.
We all have different parts to ourselves. My favorite story was, or not one. I can't really pick just one, but one of my favorite stories, because I love meeting. There's so many incredible fans out there and so many incredible people. But one of my favorite stories actually comes from this convention. I can't remember what year. The last time I was here,
we all look at Scott. It's like Scott.
Yeah, look at Scott.
He knows everything.
Was when a little boy had his 8th birthday, and it was his birthday wish to bring his whole family to Everfree Northwest. And but not only that, I know, right? But the parents got fully behind this little boy, and all of them, all 5 of them, it was two of his brothers. He had 2 brothers, a 4-year-old and an 11 or 12-year-old brother, and they all made OC characters. They had T-shirts. They did a family road trip, and it was all just because of the. What brings me to tears is just that they're so connected as a family. They will just be willing to go on a huge family adventure to just check it out. And the parents had never really been to, I don't think they'd been to a convention before ever. The 4-year-old was like rocking into it, and the 12-year-old said, I said, what's it like coming to this for you, brother? He's like, I like it. It's nice to be here for him. And so even though he was maybe a little shy and maybe not a huge fan of the show, he was still there because he loved his brother so much. So that kind of stuff makes me all. And the parents who are so excited that they come and they just fan the flame of like getting involved and trying something new and being expressive and self-realized.
That's awesome. So there's that.
Okay, my next question's for Britt.
Oh, phew.
Britt, your character, it's Cadence, if the invasion at your wedding had not happened, how do you feel that Princess Cadence would have brought the changeling nation into Equestria? Would you?
In a good way?
Yes.
I think, well, I am Princess Cadence. I feel like she has the ability to change people's feelings about others, and I think I would use that power and transform it into love, because I'm not powerful.
Yes, you are, actually.
I can change your mind and your heart.
Yes, absolutely. Use that power for good.
Yes, absolutely. Always for good.
Always for good.
I'd like Britt to answer my questions along those veins from now on. That was a really good answer. So good.
Foley.
When you were first becoming involved with the show, what surprised you the most approaching it as a new role, and what has surprised you most recently, still being involved with the show?
With the show or with the fandom?
With the show.
With the show.
This
What?
answer's going to be perfect.
An answer she's thought about since
I'm
she
trying
was
to think
small.
what I can say. We're airing season 7. What episode number did you just see?
Depends on Canada or America.
I think I love.
Tomorrow's episode 5.
I love how they bring in slice of life of stuff that's happening, like, you know, subtly in the stories. And I love how there's still so much that they haven't quite covered. Like, you know, my relationship with my sister. That, I don't know, maybe this season will finally be addressed.
Maybe. Yeah. Woo!
I love how there's always lots of possibility, and I love that it's season 7. I mean, what show goes that long? I mean, not very many scripted, you know, real people shows, not animated shows go that long. So, to be a part of something that you want, what? Sorry.
I want you guys to go as long as you can.
Okay, the letter is Dear Hasbro.
Yes, if you want a Simpsons-like run from this show,
Right to Hasbro.
you
And
want
tell
to
them-
send letters to Hasbro and go.
tell them that it'd be nothing without Tabitha St, Germain, Nicole Oliver, and Ashley Ball, Rebecca Shoichet, and Britt McKillip.
And buy the toys.
Yeah, and that they'll and make more toys because they'll sell. Thank you, Hasbro. That's kind of the template. You know, spitballing an idea.
Just a thought. Just a thought.
That's what I like. But what I like about the fandom is the creativity. I love seeing all the people. I love the different shapes and sizes and ages and creativity. All the cosplay this year is nuts. It's a Friday, you guys. Like, what's going to happen tomorrow? This is crazy. The creativity. And I just love the stories. I've already cried twice today from joy. But just the stories of how, well, okay, 3 times when I saw Tabitha, and that wasn't from joy. Hormones. That was hormones. But no, I love hearing all your stories and how it's affected you all and how it's. Hi, I know you. I've met you before, haven't I?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How are you?
Good.
I remember
How are you?
faces and terrible names. Hi. So yeah, I love that. I love that. I love seeing all your artwork and all the creativity and all. I can't get enough of it. I wish I had a big fridge and I could put. I need a bigger fridge.
A really big fridge.
Yeah. The letters Dear Hasbro. We need a big fridge.
Those of you who
Body
bring
can
gifts
go
for the voice
inside.
actors, a large fridge would apparently make an excellent gift. The question was for all of you, so whatever you found most surprising when you first became involved with the show, and what surprised you most recently with the show, or with the fandom, entirely up to you.
Well, for me, it's interesting because first of all, when you audition for a show, you put all of your heart and soul into your audition. You just try it out. You never know what's going to happen, whether you're going to get cast or not.
Yeah.
And I didn't get cast as, like, I auditioned for a bunch of the main 6 and didn't get anything. And you know, a while later, I was called in to do some singing, and that was its own little fun journey. But then when I got asked to audition for Sunset Shimmer, I was really nervous because knowing that this character was going to be part of a new branch of something that people really, 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 really loved already, and it was the ponies. And taking the pony out of My Little Pony could be bad. Could be bad. So here I am. So it ended up being a really awesome and well-received thing, which is awesome because, and not everybody loves it. I can't speak for everybody, but in general, I think the fandom really embraced Equestria Girls, and thank goodness they did, because otherwise it would have been like, you know, that's it for Rebecca's character, or whatever, you know, like my boy, yes, the voice act. No, but it was already it was quite a build-up because the show and the seasons and everything was doing so well, so it was quite you know, there's a lot of pressure every time you get asked to audition for another character.
There's a lot of actors that want to be on the show also because they want to come meet you guys. Like they've heard how awesome the fandom is. And they're like, I just give me a pony, what do I have to do? And real actors you know from TV, film, stuff, like, you know, like, letters to your Hasbro, just write letters.
Examples?
William Shatner,
Yeah.
who is coming this season at some point.
Yeah. Well, the movie.
The movie has all.
Yeah, it's a lot of Emily Blunt and Taye Diggs. Do you know Taye Diggs is in the movie? Did I tell you Taye Diggs is in the movie?
He follows me on Twitter anyway, he's my boyfriend, nothing.
He's my boyfriend. My boyfriend, Liev Schreiber, my boyfriend. Sia. Kirsten Chenoweth.
Go to the movie.
And we're in it. We weren't replaced. Kate Blanchett or Meryl Streep for me. I said, dear Hasbro, Kate Blanchett, Meryl Streep were nothing. So they went with nothing in the part.
You guys want to answer that or not? No. Okay. Nicole.
Yes.
Princess Celestia has ruled Equestria for 1,000 years or more before your beloved sister returned.
Beloved, okay, yeah.
Yes. What kind of... she's ruled the country for a very long time, and I'm sure she's come up against some political strife.
Right.
How do you think that Princess Celestia would have brought the Changeling Kingdom under rule in Equestria before, you know, if nothing else, if they hadn't get changed
Well,
into
I
Neon
would have
Baby?
just tweeted out my commands in 140 characters or less. Oops. Went there, sorry. How would I have brought the changelings
Under Equestrian rule.
under Equestrian rule without being autocratic?
Without being autocratic.
Or
Politically, you
having
know.
bad hair.
Yes, bad hair. Before they got changed into
Before they
Neon
got
Baby.
changed. You know, I just would probably sit down and old-fashioned talk and listen and hear what they had to say.
Amazing.
Because even if we come from you be quiet. Even if we come from different places. If we try hard enough, I'm pretty certain we can find common ground.
I love that answer because, as the Beatles once told us, all we need is love.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, no, I would sit down and talk and listen. Listen. You know, the other side of talking is listening, right? You know, there's a great thing. Why am I talking? Wait. So I have nothing else to say, so I'm going to wait.
Number one lesson from Princess Celestia is when you're in a conversation, listen to what's being said and then talk.
Just gonna do that. I hate it so much.
Number one lesson from Princess Luna is apparently to blow raspberries.
Every day you're a changeling in this video.
So, at that point, I think we've had our questions, right?
More or less.
Is that more or less? So I think we're going to open it up to questioning.